Hello viewers, and welcome on my first English video on the channel. My channel is Parlons de roues, which is French and which means let's talk about wheels. 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, everything that is motorized and that can be driven on the street. I will try to upload some reviews of different bikes and maybe cars also when I'll be able to do that. So today I'm glad to take you with me on this new KTM 1290 Superduke R. It's the 2020 model. We are going to have a look at this bike, talk about this bike and the things that KTM did on this bike. So to begin with, a bit of history. The Superduke R is also known as the Beast. The first model was produced in 2014. It was the Beast 1.0. Then we had the Beast 2.0 in 2017, and finally now this year we have the new Beast 3.0, the third version. And evolution of revolution we are going to see, but KTM says that this bike is 90% new. And indeed they changed a lot of things on the bike, the new chassis, some new tweaks to the geometry of the bike, new changes to the engine, things like that. I will show them to you much more in details after, when I will stop. But first of all, we will ride the bike a bit, and then after we will have the presentation of the bike. This KTM Superduke is still powered by a V-twin engine known as the LC8 in the KTM catalog. It's a 1301 cc engine that delivers around 180 horsepower and 14 Newton meter of torque. I think once converted it's around 104 foot-pound of torque. This engine is great. It's powerful, it's generous. It's really a pleasure to ride this bike. And then the bike is now 189 kilograms. I will try to put you the conversion in pounds somewhere on the screen. It's 189 kilograms. It's 6 kilograms lighter than the previous version, which was 195 kilograms. But to tell you the truth, I do not really feel the difference between both of them, because I had the opportunity to try the 2017 model before buying this one. So I don't know if it will change a lot of things, but yeah, maybe, why not. So stay tuned, you will have the presentation of the bike now. So as I said, this bike is supposed to be 90% new. So if you have a look at the front of the bike, we have new brake calipers which replace the previous M50 models. Now we have the Brembo Stilema, which is the top of the line in Brembos, and they are as good as the previous M50. We have new W Apex fork, fully adjustable. We have still the LC8 engine, but now KTM installed some top fitting injectors on the top of the air intake manifold, and because of that the tank, which was before 4.75 gallons, is now 4.2 gallons, but you still can ride easily around, I would say, 180 miles or maybe more. The engine is also positioned higher inside the frame, And to talk about the frame, it is designed like the frame on the KTM RC8. It has larger diameter tubes, but with thinner tubes. We do not have the trellis on the rear, but now we have an alloy frame which looks like the 790 KTM Duke, and the composite part to cover it. If you look at the swing arm, it is now a bit longer, and his pivot point is now moved closer to the outshaft gear of the gearbox. And the main change is underneath, where you can see this linkage. Before, the rear shock absorber was directly anchored to the swing arm, but now it's not the case anymore. Now the shock absorber, which is a WP Apex fully adjustable, is longer and is anchored to the linkage, which allows better progressivity. And these are all the things that KTM changed on the bike, with changes in geometry and little things like that. So now it's the time for my final thoughts on my impressions on the bike. And yeah, the beast is still a beast, even if it has been a bit tamed, not so much, but yeah, it's still a fantastic bike to ride. So first of all, what I will say is that if you want to get your own opinion on the bike, just go and try it. You will see that this bike is a real pleasure to ride. You can take it in town, even if the V-twin doesn't like to be under 2000 RPM. It's nice to ride in town under the rain. I did it during the night with the excellent LED lights. And go try the bike. You may have guessed it, I took it because I like it, and the more I ride it, the more I like it. It's fantastic. Now, what I don't like with the bike is mostly the policy of KTM to make you pay for some option, like the quick shifter, which is around $500, or a different track pack and things like that. So come on, KTM. I think that the quick shifter, at least you could leave it on the bike for nothing. It's crazy. Just one point, you have on the bike some custom buttons that you can see on my right hand, custom 1 and custom 2. These are supposed to be quick access buttons. So I mean that you can set them for traction control, engine mode and things like that. And the problem now is that once you shut the engine off, then they disappear. So you have to do it every time you start the bike. Another problem is that you have Bluetooth connectivity on the bike, but I never could connect my phone to it. And yesterday I called my KTM dealer and they told me that KTM have now issued a new update that fix all these problems. So I need to bring back the bike so I can have the update done. It will take me 1 hour to do it, but it's fine, and it's for free, of course. But if I had to pay, maybe I would have got angry and say, but come on, you just sell a bike with not all the options available, or even if you say that these are supposed to be on the bike. But it's okay now. So what I like with the bike, the look of the bike, it's crazy. Now that I changed some parts, I find it even better. What I do like also is the engine. This engine is amazing. As I told you, on the 2000 RPM it's a bit shaky, but once you reach 4000 until 8000 it pushes you like crazy, and once you reach 8000 it still continues until the limiter, which is at 10,000 RPM. It's a great engine. It's fantastic. Every time I twist the throttle I have a big smile on my face, and at the same time I'm still afraid because speed is going up quite quick. But it's fantastic to ride this bike. So thank you for watching this first review. If I forgot something, or if you have some questions, do not hesitate, just put them into the comments. I'll answer to all your comments, and thank you very much for watching my first English video on my channel. The next one will be riding the new KTM 890R. We have a week that is gonna be rainy, but as soon as it is better, I will make this review. That's the bike I wanted first, but now I bought the 1290. It's not a problem, guys. Okay, so thank you again. See you. Bye bye.